All right, welcome back. In this video, I am using a very cute stamp set. We're gonna do a bought it, then forgot it. I bought this and then forgot about this. So we are going to play around with this and make a cute card. First, I want to go ahead and stamp this out. I love a little Christmas tree scene. I've done these a few times and they're just so fun. So what I'm gonna do is get this all stamped out and then we are going to color these images. All right, I'm going to grab some 80-pound cardstock really quickly here. And I know I want the tree, the girl, boy, and absolutely the puppy. And then I'm loving this garland as well. So let's start with those elements. I think they are super fun. I might save the garland for another one because I am thinking I might just leave that white. But we'll see. Actually, let's do it like this. And why don't we do the topper for the tree? So I'll do a star. I'm not going to put the ornaments on. I don't love the look of doing that with die cut images. So I'm going to have a plain Christmas tree. We'll do some fun. I think we'll probably dress it up with some sequins instead. And let's do a little gift. I think that'll be cute. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for that. In fact, while I have some room, I might as well do the little garland pieces as well. So these are the little kind of swags that are going to be on the tree. We'll get those all lined up. That way we can just do one piece of paper here. There we go. And then I'll use my Memento ink because I want to use my alcohol markers to color my images. So I will stamp these out a couple of times. That way we get some nice contrast. And I think I'm going to end up doing one more little girl. This would be a fun card to give to grandparents. So I think this would be really fun to personalize to be my kiddos. So I need 2 girls and a boy. There we go. I'll do this first impression. Oh, that looks really great. I'll go ahead and double stamp and we will be ready to go. Okay, clean these stamps off. Again, I will re-stamp the girl out. So we have one additional girl and then we will begin coloring. All right, I have all of my images ready to go and I have all of my markers pulled. So I'm gonna go ahead and start coloring away and then we will assemble this card. I did go ahead and cut out a really cute scalloped eyelet background. I thought this would be really fun and delicate to put this on. I love that they're on their jammies and this kind of reminded me of jammies. So I think this will be a really soft way to dress up this card. All right, the only reason I am not quite sure yet is because I'm not sure if I want to do landscape or if I want to do portrait. So we will see as this plays out. I kind of want to get everything cut out and then we'll make all of those decisions. But I'll list all of the marker choices I'm using down below. If you click on the title of the video, you can access the whole list of supplies and let's start coloring. Okay, here are the colored images. I think these look very cute. The next thing I'm going to do is grab the coordinating dies and my wire snips so that I can get these all trimmed apart. And it's gonna take me just a little while to get these all trimmed apart, which is great because the gel pen does take a little bit to dry. So I'm gonna let that dry, get all of my coordinating dies ready, and then we will cut these out. And now I'm just securing all of my dies with some washi tape. That way they don't move at all. And I did trim my little pieces apart so that they would fit through my mini machine. I love my mini, it's my favorite. All right, let's go ahead and cut these out. All right, now we have our first 3 images. I need to grab this die as well so that I can attach it over here, and then I'll cut out the rest of these. Okay, now that I have an idea, I can see which orientation I want this card to go in. And my initial thought was this, but I just love oh, these are gonna be so cute. I also think I wanna do something behind. Actually, I think I'm gonna go this way because I want enough room for my sentiment, and then it'll allow me to tuck all of these little cuties in really close. So if I do something like this, I really want to include the dog, but I don't know. I'm trying to see how I want to balance all of this. But I think I do need to go, well, could I go this way? Hold on. I think I could fit my sentiment if I nudge this tree up a little bit, which would be fine, honestly, because, yeah, I could do that. That way it gives everything else just like a little bit more breathing room. Just like that. Yeah, this is going to be the better choice. Okay, let's start by doing let's do our sentiment. So I liked, there was "May all your Christmas wishes come true," and I really liked that, especially because it's such a scene with kids, and there's so many fun little Christmas wishes that they wish for. So I think that's really cute. And I'm gonna put it right down here at the bottom. So let's do that first so that we can figure out where everything else is going to go. I'm gonna tuck it really close to the bottom there. I think that looks good. Actually, not too close. Give it some room to breathe. I think that looks good. Let me use the lines of my MISTI to make sure that that is good. Okay, I think that looks good. Yeah. All right. So reposition here. Grab my black ink. Same ink that I used for my stamped images. And this is a really delicate little saying here, so I'm not going to press too incredibly hard, so I don't want it to get overly bold. Okay, there we go. Oh, that looks really nice. May all your Christmas wishes come true. Okay, it'll be easiest if I have my card base all ready to go so we can build it from the base up. So I grabbed a powder blue cardstock base. I think that's going to be very pretty. I have this at 8.5 by 5.5, and then I'll score at 4 1/4. And then we will have a landscape A2 size card. And that final dimension will be 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then again, I think it's going to be best for this one to build it right from the ground up. So let's go ahead, flip this piece over. It's not going to be so pretty. Flip this piece over and do some foam tape right on the back to bump this up. And we'll just do 3 little thin strips just to give that a little boost. We'll see some nice shadow because of the dimension on our little scalloped borders. That'll be really pretty. And then I'll grab my little weeding hook to grab my liners. Perfect. And center. That'll look really good. Okay, So there is where we are starting. Now from here, I am going to use some additional foam adhesive. Oh, that's so cute. That's gonna be really nice. Okay, I'm gonna grab some big and little foam squares, turn this over, and let's start with our focal point, which is our tree. Put some adhesive on the back, and then place that right in the center. That looks great. Now, with some tweezers and some liquid glue, I'm going to do the little scalloped swag, if you will. So these are just gonna go on the tree like so. Let's see if we even like that. Do we like these on the tree? Guess we should place those and decide first if that even looks right. It's kind of cute. It's kind of, oops. Let's see. I'm wondering if it's going to be too busy like that. Let's just lay out our scene because I do want to add a little bit of sparkle there as well. It's probably cute. So I'm going to add this little guy and this little guy somewhere around there. We'll do, oh, we didn't do the star for our tree. So our tree is actually going to be a little tall. I'm going to do this and this, something like so. And then we will have a little gift somewhere and the star for our tree. Okay, let's do our star. I just put a tiny bit of liquid glue on the back there. We'll attach right there. That's cute. Gives that fun pop of color at the top as well. Okay, let me see what this looks like without. I think I'm gonna do without only because I want to bring the sparkle in, and I think if I bring sparkle on top of that, it's going to be entirely too much. So I'm gonna make that creative call for my style and my card, but you can do whatever you wish for yours. Okay, I'm gonna bring that up just a little bit before it dries. And I'm also going to stick a little foam square behind there. I should have done that. In fact, this is not quite dry yet, so I'm gonna go like this and attach. Perfect. And then attach. There we go. That looks great. Okay, now let's do this little cutie. He's gonna pretty much be, I'm gonna do a tiny foam square on the side of his hair, but most of him, just because that's the part that's going to come into contact with the paper, but most of him is kind of coming into contact with that tree. So I'll do liquid adhesive. I'm gonna bring him up a little bit. Let's get a little bit of variation going on here. That way we can tuck this puppy in a little closer. That's cute. The puppy will be with some foam. Bump and get a little bit of boost there. There we go. And cute. And then I'm going to be mindful that my margins want to match here. And then this little cutie is going to have some foam adhesive on her little ponytail, but again, just like him, we are going to want to have the rest be some liquid glue. Okay. I'll have her go there. So cute. And then our final girl will go here. Love that. Okay, with this present now, actually I could make her go a little bit. No, she's gonna be good. With this present, I'm trying to decide where I want, actually I kind of like the present just right here. Maybe even between the puppy and kind of loving how that looks. Okay, not gonna overthink it. That looked good initially to me, so that way it gives us some more room too to put our sweet little, oh I like that, to bring our sweet little sequins in. Okay, I have this pretty sequins, which is fun, but it's a little too on the pink side. So let's try this sequins, which is kind of more peach. I think that's so pretty. So we'll do that. And I'm just gonna go pretty random here. Do that. But I do want to have quite a few. There we go. I like that. Okay. Oh, and even that looks really pretty. I'm going to use the smallest size that's available here. They don't make this, I don't believe, anymore. This is from Spellbinders. It's a peach sequins. I don't know if it's that they don't make it anymore or if it's been out of stock for just about ever, but I can't seem to ever find it to link anymore. So if you don't see it down below, it's because I've tried and I just have had no luck lately. Okay, keeping this super random so it looks pretty organic on that tree there. I love that. Right, and then this little guy. Okay, I love how that looks. It brings a sparkle in at the very end there, which is just so cute. Okay, I bought it and forgot it, and it was so worth coming back around and seeing how that card turned out. It's just so sweet, very simple. The most that you will spend is on the coloring. As I am showing you this, I am exactly at an hour, and I can tell you a lot of that was the coloring because everything else is pretty simple. Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this. All my supplies will be listed below the video, and I'll see you next time.